Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something I find absolutely fascinating. For decades, we've basically been conditioned to fear fats, right? But today, we're looking at 16 specific, biblically referenced foods that prove healthy fats are exactly what your brain, your heart, and your joints have been begging for all along. We're going to look closely at these ancient staples, and by the end of this, you'll see exactly how ancient wisdom perfectly aligns with modern nutritional science.
So here's our roadmap for today. We've grouped these 16 ancient staples into 6 distinct themes: the Great Fat Misconception, ancient oils and power seeds, the ancient nut garden, animal proteins and dairy fats, fruits of the earth, and finally, the pattern of health. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. The Great Fat Misconception.
For decades, we were literally told that fat was the enemy, leaving our bodies totally starving for crucial nutrients. But the truth is, our bodies desperately need omega-3 fatty acids to thrive. Specifically, we need EPA and DHA. Your body uses these directly, without any conversion, to build the physical structure of your brain and the retinas of your eyes. Then you've got ALA. These are the plant-based omega-3s that require a little bit of conversion in the body, but they are incredible for lowering inflammation. Understanding this difference is honestly the key to everything we're about to cover.
Moving on to Section 2, Ancient Oils and Power Seeds.
Think about it. Ancient cultures didn't have modern supplements or synthetic vitamins. They relied entirely on the rich, natural abundance of the land. As the famous ancient phrase goes, a land flowing with milk and honey. They pulled their vitality straight from the earth, starting with incredibly powerful oils and tiny, nutrient-dense seeds. Just look at these 3 powerhouses. Olive oil was central to daily life. Kings were crowned with it, and temple lamps literally burned on it. Today, science shows us it contains oleocanthal, a compound that actually works through the exact same pathways as anti-inflammatory medications, just far more gently. Then we have flaxseed. In the ancient world, they grew it for priestly linen garments, but its seeds boast the highest plant omega-3s available and are absolutely packed with lignans for hormone balance. And finally, sesame seeds. These were an ancient farming staple way before olive trees took over, providing unique antioxidants like sesamin and acting as a massive source of bone-building calcium.
Which brings us to Section 3, the Ancient Nut Garden. Consider for a second how deeply valued these nuts were in the ancient Near East. Almonds and pistachios were considered so precious, they were literally sent as diplomatic gifts to rulers in Egypt by Jacob during a famine. Walnuts were so prized they were cultivated in dedicated gardens mentioned in the Song of Solomon, and today we know exactly why they were so valuable. Almonds provide incredible amounts of vitamin E and actively lower bad LDL cholesterol. Walnuts offer unparalleled plant-based ALA for brain health, and funny enough, if you look at them, they even look like a little brain. Meanwhile, pistachios deliver lutein, which actually accumulates in your retina to help protect your eyes.
But here's the real kicker. It's all about how you eat them. If you want the full benefit, you've got to keep that thin brown skin on your almonds, because that is exactly where a massive share of the antioxidants are concentrated. And when it comes to pistachios, buying them in the shell forces you to crack them by hand. It's like nature's original speed bump. It naturally controls your portion size and slows down your eating. Just an elegant, built-in ancient mechanism for moderation.
All right, Section 4, animal proteins and dairy fats.
Now this balance is absolutely vital to understand. Plant and fish fats were everyday staples. They provided the daily unsaturated fats and omega-3s. Conversely, saturated animal and dairy fats were highly valued, but they were eaten with strict intentionality and moderation. They were reserved for feasts, sacrifices, special hospitality, or intense physical recovery. People weren't just mindlessly eating them every single day.
Let's look at the proteins. We have the miraculous provision of quail to the Israelites in the Exodus wilderness. These are migratory birds that deliver dense B12 and stored fat for long flights. We have fish, the literal daily bread of Galilee, central to Jesus feeding the 5,000, which gave them those essential EPA and DHA fats. We have lamb, specifically the fat-tailed sheep from Leviticus, where that rich, saturated fat was explicitly set apart for rare religious feasts. And we have eggs, which even Job used as a symbol of simple provision. Today we know those egg yolks deliver massive amounts of brain-boosting choline.
And the context around ancient dairy is just as fascinating. Abraham served butter and curds as the ultimate gesture of hospitality to his visitors. Today we know butter, and especially its clarified cousin ghee, provides butyrate to heal the gut lining. Goat's milk was the dependable household staple praised in Proverbs because its smaller fat globules make it incredibly easy to digest compared to cow's milk. And aged cheese? Well, when David was fleeing and weary in the wilderness, he was brought cheese. It served as the ultimate nutrient-dense recovery food, packed with B12 and calcium for tired travelers.
Next up, Section 5, Fruits of the Earth.
These aren't just sweet snacks, you guys. They're powerful symbols and absolute nutritional powerhouses. Pomegranates were so revered, they were actually embroidered onto the high priest's robe. Their seeds contain a genuinely rare fat called punicic acid, or omega-3, which is known for intense anti-inflammatory properties. Olives, famously brought back by Noah's dove, deliver heart-friendly fats along with fiber and protective polyphenols when you eat them whole. And figs, the ultimate biblical symbol of a household at peace, were traditionally pressed together with nuts. And this is just brilliant. Why did they do that? Because the massive amount of fiber in the fig perfectly slows down the natural sugar spike, allowing your body to absorb the fat from the nuts steadily.
And finally, Section 6, the pattern of health.
So, you're probably wondering, after looking at all these incredible options, from the rare omega-3 in pomegranates to the massive ALA in flax seeds, which single one is the magic cure-all? If you had to pick just one, what is the ultimate superfood?
Well, spoiler alert, there isn't one. The overarching truth we learn from this explainer is that there is no single superfood. If you just chug olive oil but eat poorly otherwise, you completely miss the point. The real secret is the ancient pattern. It's about eating whole, simple foods with intentionality. It's about everyday plant fats, eating nuts with their skins on, cracking shells to slow down your eating, and treating rich animal fats as something special and intentional rather than an everyday excess.
Now, obviously, as we look to apply all this ancient wisdom, we have to be smart. Remember, this explainer is strictly for educational purposes and is not medical advice. You should always consult your doctor before making dietary changes, especially regarding saturated fats like lamb or butter if you're managing high cholesterol. And please, be aware of known food allergies, since tree nuts and sesame are really common triggers.
I'll leave you with this final thought. For decades, we were told to run away from these foods, but knowing now that these rich, ancient fats, from the olive oil pressed in ancient Israel to the walnuts grown in tended gardens, are exactly what your brain, your heart, and your joints have been begging for all along, are you ready to finally stop fearing fat and invite these incredible foods back to your table?